There comes a time we all have to consider what to do with our remains when we pass away. From the company that brought you the Gender Reassignment Home Kit comes Body Bag Biodegradable Bags. That's right. We take your body, put it in our biodegradable bags, and plant you as a tree so people can eat your nuts forever. Brought to you by Regenerex, makers of Libtrol and other fine products.
If you love to drink Four Loko, but Braveheart will always be your favorite movie of all time, you're going to love The Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy. You enjoy pickup trucks and listening to Coolio? Well, then you're going to love The Urban Conservative.
First of all, how you gonna tell me we not in a pandemonium? Not only are we in a pandemonium, we in a regression too. We are in a regression. Get out of here.
I don't know why I'm sitting in this chair. It's really hot. Having a suit, it's like 99 degrees in DC. Who's on this phone? Who am I talking to? Why did DC? Who gave me the phone? Jill, who gave me the phone? Hey, whose dog is this? I don't even know whose dog this is. Hello? If you're listening to me on the phone, I don't know whose dog this is. You're listening to The Urban Conservative? Come on, man.
Attention, maggot. Do you enjoy the smell of freshly ejected 5.56 millimeter ammunition? And for breakfast, you enjoy scrambled eggs with no salt, no pepper, and you enjoy grits, no salt, no pepper, no butter? Then you are going to love the Urban Conservative.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies. We are back. It's time for Top of the Morning, the best 30-minute morning show on the internet. You are joined by Raheem Architect Soto. Shouts out to my twin brother, Abdul Ali, who's up in D.C., doing the people's work, testifying before some committee. I didn't get all the details. I'm pretty sure when he gets back, we'll get filled in. I want to give a big shout out to all of our underwriters, all of our sponsors that support what we do here on the Urban Conservative, that is spreading conservative values into urban communities around our country. You know, that's our thing. Make sure to visit the website, tuconservative.com. Get yourself a membership. We appreciate that. So, interesting show today. I hope everyone enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend. And, again, it's more than about just barbecues and get-togethers. It's about paying homage and respect to those who paid that ultimate sacrifice to keep our nation free and to make it this nation on the planet Earth ever. So we appreciate all of our military servicemen and women and even animals for that matter. I know there's a lot of military animals out there, so shouts out to them as well. So we got some interesting stuff this morning. Our partner Ari is into the software, the technology space, and very interestingly, right? Interesting. Well, at least I found it somewhat interesting. Big tech, man, they're back at it. Big tech is doing their due again, man. The big tech folks are doing their due again. Now, the thing is with big tech, we all know they played a part. I got to say the word allegedly. They all played, big tech has played a part in shaping how elections have went. Unfortunately, that's been how big tech has been giving it up. But now they're hiring. So for those of you who want to know, big tech is hiring. Big tech corporations continue to hire foreign H-1B visa workers. Now, many of you can recall there was a big layoff over at Facebook and Amazon and other companies like that. But for some reason, they're hiring foreign H-1B visa workers. All right? Since the start of the year, hundreds of thousands of Americans in tech jobs have been laid off, with about 12,000 cut at Google, 10,000 at Microsoft, and close to 20,000 laid off at Amazon. Another 10,000 have been cut from the Meta platform, which owns Facebook and Instagram. Just a few weeks after announcing the layoffs, though, some tech corporations continued hiring foreign workers on the H-1B visa program, known as the outsourcing visa to many Americans. All right. Now, this is interesting because just 1 month later, Sundar Pichai, the chief, and I hope I'm saying his name right, the chief executive of Google, wrote a solemn letter in January announcing his company's decision to lay off 12,000 people. 12,000, which is interesting because you would think these big companies are making all this money and they could afford it, but clearly not, right? Just a month later, Pichai's filed applications for low-paid foreign workers to come to America and take highly specialized jobs, okay? Google filed dozens of applications for foreign workers to serve as software engineers, analytical consultants, user experience researchers, and other roles. Waymo, the self-driving car company owned by Google, also filed and received visa applications for engineering jobs. Many of the Google visas are for new employees, with some starting as soon as August 17th. Okay, so the newly disclosed data released by the Department of Labor shows thousands of recent H-1B foreign worker visas requested by firms that just underwent massive layoffs, including, the ones I mentioned. So the data from Li Feng matches similar research conducted by Economic Policy Institute, that's the EPI, in detail by many news outlets. So there's something like 35,000 H-1B visa workers to take a coveted white collar jobs in America, the coveted white job. So here's the issue though. If y'all don't think there's enough engineers here, I don't think there's enough software engineers here. Do y'all think that there's a lack of software engineers in America that could be taking these jobs? What are these guys thinking? Well, I think it's because they know it's a low paying, they can pay less by bringing the H-1B visa folks over. And that's what they're going to do. You have a lot of people here that make demands and they don't want to take a entry level job. A lot of people feel too good to do that. And, I don't know if I can't say I understand it because we grew up in a time where you started off working at McDonald's and you worked your way up and you worked hard. And now it's just like everybody, I think, has this, or at least in that space, may have this sense of entitlement that they should, come into the game with all of this money. And, I just, it's odd to me. It's odd to me. Get in the comment section. Let us know what you think about this. We have big tech companies, and I think it's... So here, before we switch stories, the top 30 H-1B employers in 2022 accounted for at least 85,000 layoffs in 2022 and early 2023. Okay? So H-1B petition approvals for initial employment from Amazon for the fiscal year 2022, they got 6,000 approved. Okay? But the layoffs were 27,000, a little over 27,000. Okay? So you got Meta, who got about 1,500 approvals, but fired 12,000 people. Okay? You got IBM, who fired they hired about another 1,000 and they fired a little over 4,000. So, I mean, maybe the numbers pan out, maybe they don't, but these again are jobs that American software engineers should have. I don't know. Is this them trying to crap on the American worker? I don't know. Can't call it. But we'll definitely keep our eye on this here for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned at top of the morning, the best 30-minute morning show. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com.
This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description.
episode of Top of the Morning is brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Kelly Harmon, providing you with well-researched guidance backed by Edward Jones' extensive team and technology that help you prepare for retirement, children's education, or other financial goals. Call 252-473-1006 or visit the link on the screen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Top of the Morning, best 30-minute morning show on the internet. It's Tara Reid, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys remember her? I don't know. Get in the comment section if you remember her. She has formerly defected to Russia. No, I'm not misquoting. A former state Senate staffer to Joe Biden who accused him of sexual assault during the 2020 presidential election has now defected to Russia. Let that sink in. I don't know who does that, but clearly Tara does that. Reid made her defection known in an interview with the pro-Vladimir Putin outlet Sputnik during a press conference. She said, quote, "I'm still kind of in a daze, but I feel very good," she said. "I feel like I'm surrounded by protection and safety." According to The Guardian, Tara Reid was joined by Maria Butina, a convicted Russian agent jailed in the U.S. but now a member of parliament in Russia. In March 2020, Tara Reid claimed that that then Senator Joe Biden had sexually assaulted her while she served as an aide in his Senate offices during the Clinton administration. Shortly thereafter, she detailed her account in multiple interviews and filed a criminal complaint against the former vice president with the Washington, D.C. Police Department. Okay? A former neighbor of Reid and her brother have both publicly stated that Reid told them of the alleged assault in the 90s. Evidence also suggests that Reid's mother called into CNN's Larry King in the 90s to complain about the prominent senator with whom her daughter had problems. Biden has denied the accusations. Now, my question is, what happened to believe all women? This is what happened to that. That just kind of flew out of the window now. During a press conference, Reid said that she appreciated Maria and others who gave her protection, implying that her life would be in danger as she stayed in the United States. I wonder why. I just wonder why she felt that way. "I just really appreciate Maria and everyone who's been giving me protection at a time when it's been very difficult," she said. She says she knows she's not safe. Now, why would she feel unsafe? Why? What do y'all think? Why would she feel unsafe? Do you think that she thinks maybe something could happen to her? I mean, it's obviously what she thinks. She went on to say, "I'm not an impulsive person. I really take my time and sort of analyze data points. And from what I could see, based on cases and based on what's happening, and the sort of a push for me not to testify, I felt while the 2024 election is gearing up and there's so much at stake, I'm almost better off here and just being safe. My dream is to live in both places, but it may be that I only live in this place, and that's okay." She then apologized to her Russian brothers and sisters for the Biden administration's efforts in Ukraine amid Vladimir Putin's invasion. See, gets a little dicey right there up in there. "I'm sorry right now that American elites are choosing to have such an aggressive stance." Now, I don't know what her geopolitical knowledge is or her political knowledge is. I don't think being allegedly assaulted by someone then makes you a political know-it-all. I don't think that lends anything to you being politically savvy or geopolitically savvy at the point where you can maybe they're forcing her to say certain things like, "Oh, we'll put you on, but you got to say this in regards to that," or maybe she genuinely feels that way. Either way, the Ukraine situation is something I think she should have stayed away from. A lot of people are talking about, they started off pro this whole Ukraine thing, and now it's kind of switching. And I understand giving away billions and billions of dollars at a time where we're in a financial crisis here in America. So we'll keep our eyes on this story. Once again, Tara Reid is now in Russia. She's defected. And I don't even have a joke about it because it's not funny. I couldn't even think of anything funny to say about this. It's just sad that an American citizen has to leave. This should tell you that there has been a need for the committees that have been formed under the Republican under the Republicans, like the weaponization of the federal government committee. All of these committees are clearly necessary when Americans are fearing for their safety. It's really that simple, and it's unfortunate that it's that way. So again, if anything changes with this, we'll keep you guys in the loop. Stay tuned right here to Top of the Morning. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys for tapping in with us. Top of the morning. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, shouts out to my twin brother, Abdul Ali, who is up there in DC. Well, for me, it's down there in DC, but doing the people's work. Shouts out to him, and shouts out to everybody that supports the podcast. We can be found everywhere you listen to podcasts. And if we're not there, just let us know and we'll get our behinds on that platform. So I know y'all see the Planned Parenthood on the screen. What now? What could it be about Planned Parenthood now? Well, there was a much more graphic image I could have shown, but they like the flag pictures that have things in them, violence in them. So we just put that one up. Two pro-life advocates have been beaten allegedly outside of, well, it's not allegedly, I'm looking at the man's face swollen, beaten outside Planned Parenthood in Baltimore. Okay, the attack happened just before 10:30 a.m. at the clinic along North Howard Street. According to police, the two victims, both men, 73 and 80 years old. Baltimore, come on, y'all. Y'all out here beating up 73-year-olds and 83-year-olds. LifeSite News first reported the incident on Saturday. A local pro-lifer, John Roswell, told the outlet via email that Dick Schaefer and Mark Crosby are the men who were allegedly attacked and seriously injured. The pro-life outlet obtained photographs of what appeared to be facial injuries. Roswell said that Schaefer is recovering at home and Crosby was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. In a quote, he said, detailing the extent of the injuries, Roswell wrote that Crosby's plate bone in his upper right cheek is completely fractured and that he is bleeding from some unidentified area behind his eye. The bone orbit, the orbital bone, is completely shattered and will have to be replaced with metal. Dr. Jay Walton, the president of Baltimore County Right to Life, started a GoFundMe for Crosby's medical expenses. Walton and Crosby were brutally beaten while he was praying in front of the Planned Parenthood in Baltimore City. For years, Marcus prayed in front of the Planned Parenthood in Baltimore City to let the scared, young, abortion-minded women know that they are loved and that their baby is loved. Now think of that. They're going out there to pray, folks. They're not going out there to picket. They're not going out there to bother nobody. They're going out there to pray for these women, these young ladies who think abortion is their only option, which is just absolutely sad. So the GoFundMe page, which has received nearly $13,000 in donations, surpassed its $10,000 goal. Roswell alleged in the email that the assailant asked a nearby Planned Parenthood escort to hold his drink before lunging at Schaefer. Mark, who was in the street, tried to go to Dick's aid and was hit in the face, knocking him on the ground, and then the man kicked him in the head. According to Roswell, it was then that a client from a nearby pro-life pregnancy center, Options at 328 Baltimore, screamed, prompting a nurse from the facility to come to the aid of the men. Baltimore City Police said investigators obtained video footage of the incident, and the suspect appears to be a white man with brown hair, full beard, and he was wearing brown shoes, a gray t-shirt, blue jeans, according to the Daily Signal. Police say the suspect was allegedly seen passing the men before turning around to engage with them. That came from CBS. The suspect was allegedly seen having a visibly aggressive conversation with one of the pro-lifers before he became physical. The suspect is then observed about to turn away but rushes at Crosby and tackles him over a large flower pot. Schaefer reportedly tried to help Crosby, was shoved to the ground and cut his hand, according to the local reports. Officers said the suspect then continued to punch and kick Crosby, KATV reported. Police are still searching for the attacker. Isn't that convenient? They haven't caught the attacker. Now, had this been the other way, they would have caught him already. Had the roles been reversed and some pro-abortion people got attacked, they would have locked them up already. We wouldn't even, we wouldn't, this wouldn't be a thing. But think about this, folks. Why would you get that angry about someone praying? What does this say about the state of things when you get angry about people praying for other people? There's a clip I seen where it said, I don't want you praying for me. Don't pray for me. It's like, whoa, what is the matter with some of these people? Why are they so upset and angry? Well, it's simple. Most of these people, and that's most of the pro-abortion folks happen to be Democrats, right? And these are not the most loving, caring people. They can't be because their party platform doesn't allow for it. I suggest you guys go read that party platform. It's not a platform about love and righteousness and doing the right thing. It's all politics. It's all disgusting, and there's no way we should stand up for this. Again, I'm not a big fan of being in people's private lives, right? I think this abortion issue is people use it as like a blanket issue when realistically, I don't have a stance on what a woman should do with her body. I have a stance on what I should pay for. Everybody's situation is unique. Everybody's circumstances are different. And I think that you should take time, right? There should definitely be, there should be a heartbeat bill. There should definitely be a heartbeat bill. I don't think it's a good idea to wholesale use abortion as a means of birth control. It's disgusting. It's unethical. And no other species on the planet do that. Nothing does that. Willingly kill its children. It's ridiculous. It's a savage notion. But again, I understand that people have their personal liberty. I don't want to pay for what you want to do. I don't want to do that. I don't want to fund Planned Parenthood. I don't want to do that. So we'll keep our eyes on this story as it develops. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been tuned into Top of the Morning, best 30-minute morning show on the internet. Again, shouts out to my twin brother, Abdul Ali, and all of our sponsors, underwriters, and supporters. Do us a favor, hit the share on this content. Make sure you're following us on YouTube at TUC Twins, on Facebook at The Urban Conservative, on Twitter at TU Conservative, and everywhere else you do the social media thing. For my twin brother, Abdul Ali, I'm Raheem Architect Soto. You have a good Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Peace. There comes a time we all have to consider what to do with our remains when we pass away. From the company that brought you the Gender Reassignment Home Kit comes Body Bag Biodegradable Bags. That's right. We take your body, put it in our biodegradable bags, and plant you as a tree so people can eat your nuts forever. Brought to you by Regenerex, makers of Libtrol and other fine products.
If you love to drink Four Loko, but Braveheart will always be your favorite movie of all time, you're going to love The Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, you enjoy pickup trucks and listening to Coolio? Well, then you going to love The Urban Conservative.
First of all, how you gonna tell me we not in a pandemonium? Not only are we in a pandemonium, but we in a regression too. We are in a regression. Get out of here.
I don't know why I'm sitting in this chair. It's really hot. Having a suit, it's like 99 degrees in DC. Who's on this phone? Who am I talking to? Why did these hit? Who gave me the phone? Jill, who gave me the phone? Hey, whose dog is this? I don't even know whose dog this is. Hello? If you're listening to me on the phone, I don't know whose dog this is. You're listening to The Urban Conservative? Come on, man.
Attention, maggot. Do you enjoy the smell of freshly ejected 5.56 millimeter ammunition? And for breakfast, you enjoy scrambled eggs with no salt, no pepper, and you enjoy grits, no salt, no pepper, no butter? Then you are going to love the Urban Conservative.